And ultimately now, when you're looking into the future of where we're at, and unfortunately, for a lot of non-Canadians, when they talk about Canada, we're not in a great place right now. We're not seen great in the world eye. And that's a sad thing because we are a great nation and we have so much promise and we've had such a rich history. And I would love to see a beautiful future for Canada. That being said, to get that future that we deserve and we need, what do we need from a party and what do we need from a leader ultimately in your mind?
Well, we need somebody who's unafraid of, it's almost weird. It's almost when you're not offended, it's like offensive. We're in this woke era of politics of not do the right thing, but do the popular thing. Yeah. And when you choose principle over popularity, when you choose fiscal responsibility over recklessness, when you choose to be a light in the world of freedom, of democracy, of the rule of law, versus going along to get along and dressing up in the costume while you do it abroad. I think there's a big difference in the way that Canadians feel about their country and the world sees us. I think that we have when we talk, people listen. And if we say nonsense, they'll stop listening. And I think that's what's happened now. So there is a lot of opportunity for a leader to put forward a vision to Canadians about what we want to be. How many people do we want in this country? What do we want? GDP growth? Like what are our benchmarks? What kind of businesses do we want to attract? Can we exploit our natural resources to be a powerful force of good in the world? Rather than have the government that we currently have treated as an environmental Loch Ness monster. We have so much to give the world. We have so much talent in Canada. We've got enough food to grow our own. We've got enough resources to make us energy independent. We've got all these things, and if we don't, we can tap into them. And if we have the right climate and it's attractive, then we'll have plenty of private capital, plenty of foreign capital coming into the country saying, we believe in you. This is the place where we want to do business. This is the place where we want to live. This is the place where we want to raise our family. This is the place where we want to stay. I don't hear anybody talking like that.
No. But, the most exciting times when I think of Canada, when we're the hub for movies, everybody wants to film here. Everybody wants to go into our production facilities. Bay Street is hustling
Sure.
and there's excitement in the air. When giant companies want to put production facilities, want to put head offices here, those days were there, and I think they will come again. And that's
I hope so. We've got to stop punishing people for doing well here.
Yeah.
And that's what people feel. The better that you do, the more that you are punished by this government, whether it's a tax on a car that you want to drive or a tax on your business that you can't afford. You know how to have a small business in this country?
How?
You start with a really, really big one. That's and you think it's a joke, but it's the real deal in Canada. And I'm worried that we don't have the same attractive place. I'm worried that if I love this country. I think it's the best country in the world. I'd choose it 100 times out of 100. But I'm afraid that if my parents had the choice again to come to Canada or go somewhere else, I'm afraid that they would go somewhere else because of the gatekeepers in our economy and because of the direction that we're going.
It's almost like the measuring stick for me is the ability to get mortgages, to get loans.
Sure.
If you're a business or if you're a residence owner or a future residence owner, and it feels like at times you can't get the money unless you don't need it. And that's a scary proposition.
Well, there is one thing that has gotten cheaper in this country.
What's that?
Money. That's under Justin Trudeau. The only thing that has become cheaper is money, and we are printing more of it, and we have less. We've got more money flooding the economy, chasing less goods, making everything more expensive for you and I and everybody around us, and people are feeling it. That's the number one issue. The number one issue is that we are in a cost of living crisis. If
you were sat 2 years ago and you had X amount of money sitting under your mattress and you didn't go and buy goods with it or investments or what be it, all of a sudden you come 2 years later, like this money can barely buy what it could.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's worth less.
And that's where you're seeing people putting money into things like cars and watches all of a sudden. And those are appreciating like crazy because you have to have goods. You have to, or buy stocks or whatever you can do. The one thing you do not want to hold on to money, and that's sad
for sure. And look, those are the lucky decisions that lots of people get to make. And there is a huge disparity there is a lot of hidden poverty in our community, in communities around us, and it's getting worse. And if you don't have super rich parents, like, good luck to you.
Thank you for enjoying today's episode of the Chosen Life podcast. Go ahead and hit the subscription button below and the notification bell to catch all of our great shows. And remember to contact the Chosen Lawyers when you are ready for your next real estate and commercial transaction. Go to kormans.ca.